Next up, we've got Carter Brooks. I have to throw in this. I met Carter years ago now at Burning Man. I used to do Burning. I did Burning Man for like 5 years in a row, and then I haven't been there for well over that. But we were doing. He was performing the Lorax and other Dr. Seuss things, and made them come alive. It's been too long.
It's likewise.
So Carter Brooks.
I hadn't remembered that you had met me at Burning Man, or that you met me doing my Dr. Seuss thing, which is true. I do have a repertoire of Dr. Seuss and other stories that I perform. But tonight, actually, it's vintage night because I, at that time, was a poet. And I haven't really identified myself as poet for a while. In fact, I haven't been to an open mic in over a decade, easily. Maybe the last open mic I did was when you had me as a featured artist over at the Cafe International. So in honor of, at that time, I had a muse. You know, sometimes a poet has a muse, like a specific person that's just your muse, and you're doing your poetry to like get their attention. And I had that at the time. And she happened to be in town at the moment, from far away. So, since there's an open mic to come read, I'm going to read one of the poems that I wrote for her, which is a particular poem called Strawberry Sutra. It's modeled after Allen Ginsberg's Sunflower Sutra, which was a favorite poem. And it celebrates a farm workers' march that happened a number of years ago, so there's marches in the air today as well. So, all that introduction, I give you Sunflower Sutra. I walked on the concrete shore of the microchip rivers of steel and swam the meter-infested upstream sidewalk to join in ensemble being with the strawberry pickers and cry my joyous lament tangerine tears into laughing spit sunflowers. My muse was there with me in radically confident poetry imagination. She, I can only dream, sat with her, laughing, eyes smiling, eyes sparkling. The rhythmic sing-song Espanol of the elder pickers mingled 10-gallon hats with the revolutionary urban puppet artists, Marxist pamphleteers, and alma vieja niñas. Red-flagged birds waved in picket sign declaration. Dandelions sprouted soccer player sidelines among the out-of-place palm stands like bearded elder puppets. Bands of concrete cut the grassy knoll and city park aroma bursts. Oblivious to justice's gathering, guppies tossed a 165, the forgotten world class. Marxist revolutionary tabloids hawked endlessly. Preteens licked melting popsicle puppets down to their sticks, chewed and chewed, saving the sugar treat's sweetness and still resident. Nostril-sweetening toxicity wafts marketed graffiti tagger visions. Chavez, Huerta, Viva la Huelga, Aztlan. Strawberry letters dripping green blood. Cesar Chavez, presente. No corporate logos in that flock. No disembodied Formica counter-sanitized wealth in the spirit of that crowd. Just ourselves, like revolutionary warrior poets, radical and confident. Ooh, look at our love, she said. She, I can only dream, tickled my muse and pointed. I looked down and spied my own eyes, a strawberry heart, big as an eternity, wise as a girl child, an alma vieja in the body of a man-boy, a newly woken genius of sunflower awareness, a living cry of freedom, Gemini being cross-pollinating a web tribal consciousness. Here enchanted, frolicking in the art and revolutionary solidarity salsa, to compassion, song, speaker blares, and flutes calling out the spirit of the Braveheart's last freedom cry. The puppet show over, the ensemble being takes to the concrete. We here parading, and who watches? Fascinated 50s tees peered from windows flanked by blondes. Homeboys spark it from their landings. Mothers with dependents and street residents watched with tongues alack in frozen fascination or smiles dancing, while Borgo-cycle blue suits kept the evaporators to the right side of the yellow line. Puppets bounced and waved to slogan song, chanting down the flatlands of the Box House Hills, where the spirit of Los Tres Viejos will one day take jackhammer to the concrete. In ensemble final resting place, conch blows called Mayan headdress rattle feet dancing the spirit of the land's pre-conquest Aztlan name into the voice of the here gathered justice seekers. Ya basta de injustias. Taking turns at the mic, the exploited tell of 12 years without a raise, foreman intimidation and harassment tactics and pesticide endurance pains. The former governor turned revolutionary, talk show host rallies a si se puede from the crowd. The Willie Mayor endures Nike hater heckles, current compromise complaints fight for attention with put the dead presidents in the bucket pleases from the politician, activist, celebrity star, while Jingle Bell ice cream carts navigate the uprising banners. And the strawberry, all this bickering and struggle entangled in your perfect form. Poor sterile strawberry. When did you forget you were a strawberry? When did you look at your form and decide you were a genetically hybrided, marketed product? When did you forget you were a symbol of sweet love and eternal eyes and become a guilt-ridden example of migrant exploitation? And we, the activists, here gathered in strength and beauty and the glory of ensemble form, poor sleeping strawberry hearts, when did we forget we were strawberries? When did we look at ourselves and decide our imagination of being was owned by a global financial elite economy? When did we look at our skin and decide it was a concrete grid of automobile habitat? When did we look at our tribe and decide it was a high-fructose, corn syrup-fed fraternity of teenage, maternity, middle-aged cubicle workforce? When did we forget our minds are of carbon and myth and upgrade to a synapse of sandy silicon mind form? And when did we forget how to live a life and love and find ourselves here struggling and fighting just to be free? My imagination eyes look into those of my muse and say, for generations I have been here awakened. When this body is done, I will be back in another standing ground for justice and the spirit of here. But this is but a blip when compared to our eternal love song. Who knows how long I've loved you? So I pull my screaming strawberry heart from my chest and hold it up for all to see, like a sacred sunflower scepter, and deliver my sunflower strawberry sermon to my soul and my love soul and all who will bear witness. We are not our skin of concrete, our phallus of glass towers. We are not our imagineless corporate logo world. We are not our soup of pesticide cancerous food chain. We are all beautiful strawberry hearts inside. We're given our own sweetness and our own strawberry imagination, growing into joyous, frolicking laughter under this sliver moon sunset twilight, dancing with our own past life old soul selves by the riverbank rapids of time's meandering memory. I think that's my 5 minutes, but I'll just do one short one to finish. No. It's better to leave it like that. Vintage. That's good 12, 13 years old now.
Cool. How many of you know Alan Ginsberg's Sunflower Sutra? Because